Okay, so here we go. This is part two. Um, so I left off explaining the two-peg column right here, the two-peg column. Each person has different ratings, and where these ratings come from is another app called Turk Opticon. Okay. Now, the way Turk Opticon works is it's just a plugin from for Google Chrome, but it basically tells you the buyer's rating. If they're going to pay you, if they're not going to pay you, that's where the color comes from. Okay, so that's why some people are orange. That's why some people are this color, because they don't really have any data. Or the green is always the best, as I said. You might run into some gray ones, like right here. That means that they don't have any data, or maybe they do sometimes. Let's see. Actually, we can check it out. Let's take a look. Who is this by? Quester. Okay. So we can take a look. Okay. For some reason, this is okay. So I guess just maybe disregard what I was saying, because that's all green. I guess we're learning something together. But you see, the one thing I wanted to point out, okay, is that color that has now changed color. As you can see, it's different from this color now. These were both the same color. Now that I've clicked on it, it is a different color. Over here in the accept column, you can see it's the same color because I haven't accepted the hit yet. Okay. But let's do it. Let's do that hit. Okay. So I'm gonna hit accept, and that automatically accepts the hit. As you can see, that button is grayed out because now I've accepted that hit. Okay. You can see that the color has changed all across now, and it is now that color. This gray beige color, tan color, whatever you want to call it. That means that you've already done the hit. So you don't want to do it anymore. But let's go to the actual hit screen. Okay. So this all right here is just basically explaining what it wants from you. All right, but that's you don't really want to read everything all the time. As you start doing these more, you want to just kind of skip over this stuff sometimes. You don't want to skip over it, but you just want to read it real fast, like that, just real fast, because otherwise it's going to take you a long time. And you can see the timer here. You have 15 minutes to do it, but the whole point is to do it as fast as you can, because 75 cents is what it's going to pay you, and so the faster you do it, that means that the faster somebody is going to the faster you're going to get it done, and the higher hourly rate you're going to achieve. If you take longer, then it's going to be a lower hourly rate. Okay, so as you can see here, here's the survey link. You're always going to be looking for the survey link. Now, what's important is that at the end of every survey, you're going to be given a code right here. You see, it's provide the survey code. Once you're completed with this survey here, then it's going to give you a code, and it's very important to always come back to this web page, just this page right here, and input your code in this box, and then hit submit right here. You see where hit submit. Okay. Otherwise, you will not be paid. You will not be paid for the hit if you do not do this. So you'll get a rejection, and you will be wasting your time, and you won't be paid. So it's very important. That's one of the most important things to remember. All right. Okay. Now we're ready to click on the survey. Next thing to remember is you always want to open this in a new tab. Okay. So because sometimes it'll open in a new tab for you, but then this box will disappear and you'll have no place to put your code. So always open it in a new tab. Alright. Now, all of this stuff here, this is basically just an agreement form. Usually, just don't, I mean, when you first start, I guess read through a few of them. But once you get started, and you're doing this, and you start to get a groove going, don't read this. Okay, once you after you've done a few, you just read it like this real fast again, just to make sure that it's not giving you any trick instructions. All right, so I'm gonna click next. Do I currently live or work in the state of Ohio? Okay, so now again, you have to kind of read this part up here. You have to pay attention to this kind of stuff. Your participation and therefore payment will only be approved if you live or work in the state of Ohio. Okay, this will verify by collecting your IP address. Alright, well, if that's the case, then we don't want to take that hit. Okay. So we're going to return that hit. And it's very important that we return that hit because otherwise we'll be penalized and it'll affect our approval rating, which I explained in the first video. Okay, so that hit has been returned. So we come back to the scraper. We start looking for some new hits. Okay, so I'm going to start this, but in actuality, you're never going to stop that. This should always be running. Don't ever hit stop on this. Really, don't. Just don't. Okay? So this is going to be searching now for some new hits. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be really keeping my eye on just this column here, on the accept hit column. Because as I can see, all of these colors right here that have turned tan, or that gray color, or whatever you want to call it, those have already been done. So I don't want to do those anymore. Alright, so I'm only looking for anything in this column now that pops up as green. So I'm not really seeing anything. I'm not seeing really much. You're not seeing any new things pop up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to the minimum reward, and now I have it at 60 cents. So that's probably why. Because I have it set pretty high. Okay. Now if I go down to, let's say, 50 cents, I hit stop, I hit stop, I hit start. It's gonna reset it now, and it's gonna look for anything under 50 cents and above. I'm looking in the accept column here. I'm still seeing the same colors. That means I've already done all of these. All of these I've done, except for the orange ones. I really don't want to do the orange ones, like I explained. If I can't find anything else, then I'll come back and do the orange ones. But for right now, I will not do these orange ones. Okay. So all of these gray, tan looking colors right here, I've already done these. That means I've already done those. Alright. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come back to the minimum reward. I'm gonna lower it again. This time, let's say 25 cents. I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to start it. Oh, stop and start. Okay. Oh, now you can see. Alright. Now we got a bunch. Alright. So you can see we got a bunch of green and a bunch of yellow. Now this is what we want. This is perfect. Alright. So alright. Here we go. Let's start. The way you accept these, like you said, you want to just kind of breeze through these, see what's up. Oh, and then refresh. That's why you want to read fast, because you have to read fast, because every 4 seconds it's going to refresh. So right here, what you want to pay attention to again is the accept column. That's really what you want to see, and you can see just a bunch of green and a bunch of yellow, right, and just one gray. That means we've done that one. All right, so let's start up top. Boom. Did we watch the Women's World Cup? Now, I didn't watch the Women's World Cup, but I'm gonna still take this survey because I don't, it's not gonna really matter. So I'm gonna click on that. I'm gonna click when I come on there. Okay, when I come to this page, it's gonna open up, and I'm gonna always again click in the right tab. Okay, it's gonna open up to here. Again, a consent form. Alright, so yes, we agree. Just click go ahead. Yes, I watched the Women's World Cup tonight, because that's what it says. Okay, did you watch the Women's World Cup finals this evening? So they only want people who watched the Women's World Cup. So yes, you say yes. You go forward. Now here's where the real work begins. Here's where you just kind of have to click through this survey. At the same time, you have to watch for these questions here. Alright? You don't want to spend too much time reading each one, because it's going to take you too long. But you want to pay attention for certain questions. Okay? And I'm going to try to find some here. So I'm just going to click, 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 click. Alone. Okay? Did you watch the Women's World Cup? I'm just going to click alone, because it really doesn't matter. Okay. Okay, again, click, 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 while watching these questions. All of these questions feel okay. They're not asking me anything specific. I grew up in California, so you're always going to click California. Okay. I'm in California. Which state are you in right now? I'm in California. The state on which state do you identify most with? The state I'm in right now. Whatever, doesn't matter really. Okay. How intoxicated am I? It doesn't really matter. Like I said, there's no real right or wrong answers. You're just trying to go fast and pay attention at the same time. So, like I said, okay. So if you had done something else other than watch the Women's World Cup final night, what have you have done? Nothing. It's simple as that. How do you feel about spending your time? Yes, okay, middle. It's anything again. Alone. Okay, yes. Why'd you choose to watch or not watch the World Cup? I was interested in it. Okay, good enough. What is your age? 34. I'm a male. You can pretty much just click anything, but just don't click like doctor or anything like that. If it has doctor or something like that here, don't click that. Okay, and for the most part, just always click white or Caucasian. And unless you're doing a survey that's only for a specific race, and it'll say that. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us? You don't really have to even put anything in there. Just go ahead, and then again, you'll just run into this form sometimes. Just click ahead, and what you're really wanting to do is get to this part right here. This is where your survey comes in. This is where your code comes in. This is what you always want to make sure to copy. Okay, so you always, 100% always copy this. Alright, and then you put it into your box. You go to the left, always to the left, and then you put it in your box,